All right.
Right. So obviously we start from a monthly, right? And as you can see, the price is now approaching, it is right at resistant level right now in a major supply zone. So let me just switch to a line chart quickly. And then we're going to mark the high, and then we're going to mark the previous old low that's coming in here. So price right now is trading at a very overbought condition scenario. CHF has been quite strong due to the fact that dollar has been weak, right?
Yeah.
So now when we switch back to our monthly chart, let me just zoom in quickly. You can clearly see that the lows on the monthly chart, they are coming in at the top. That's the closing price of the bearish order block. At the bottom, that's the closing price of a bullish order block at the bottom. Yeah, you can see here price closed at a bullish order block's closing price. The high came in at closing price of the bearish order block. So now what this tells us is we've got a range. We still have a range.
Yeah.
The price is playing on. So now the strength that we saw in Swiss franc is because of dollar weakness. That's why the Swiss franc against the Japanese yen. But now we need to take into consideration now that we are at a very strong area of supply. The sellers, they might look to come back now into the what? Into the market, push price down. Now this move for price to go to the downside can only be considered once we see that dollar has turned bullish. If we still get weakness in dollar, then Swiss franc is going to keep rallying to the upside, right?
Yeah.
So now when we look at the upside scenario, right? The upside scenario, where's the money? Where's the liquidity? Where are the buy stops? Those are the old highs, right? Of which we've got an old high from last month here. That's coming in at 117752. 117752. That's an old high where we've got buy stops, and the old high of the bearish order block. That's also a place where liquidity is going to be resting. Okay, let me just extend this a bit. 2, 3, 4. Right. So we've got buy stops above those two highs, right? So you need to highlight those and mark them out so that you know what is above there. So if we continue to see weakness in dollar index, on CHFJPY, market is going to look to clear up the buy stops above the previous month's high and the month of the bearish order block.
Yeah.
If dollar turns bullish, then your target on CHFJPY becomes an old high. You see this old high here?
Yeah.
We've got this level here. That will be your target for price to drop down to before you maybe see another push to the upside. Yeah. So we've got liquidity to the upside. And if dollar gain momentum to the upside, then expect CHF to drop down to which level is it going to drop down to? An old high. This high in between here, price will likely drop down to that level. Coincidentally, which is the opening price of January, maybe just a few pips above the opening price of January. Yeah. So now it's a case of being a bit cautious with the Swiss franc, because if we look at last week, when we go to a weekly time frame, last week's closing price came in at let's see where are we. Last week's closing price came in at 117,168, and if you see the monthly bullish candle, the closing price came in at I think it's almost the same. That's 11,197, 11,197. That's crucial, you see. So if we switch to a monthly chart, the closing price of this monthly bullish candle and the closing price of our weekly candle from last week is the same price point. So we need to see how the market is going to open for us to decide whether market is going to turn bearish or is going to continue to clear up the buy stops above the highs. You get my point? Eh?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to see how dollar is going to react when market opens. Of course, CHFJPY is going to open first before dollar starts trading.
Yeah.
So it's crucial that we understand how the yen is going to open. I think around 12 or so. I'm not sure what time it is. But at this moment in time, we have to be careful on how we are going to approach CHFJPY. So we might say we need to be looking for long position, but that's not a guaranteed scenario, because market can go either way. We're at a strong area of resistance, and the buyers haven't cleared up the sellers, because you can now see on the weekly chart, you can see the wicks to the upside. There is buy stops above there. You see?
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of buy stops. You can even see here. If we highlight, let me just, you see that high. There's buy stops above there, which the market hasn't traded to yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to see weakness coming into the dollar for the uptrend on CHFJPY to be maintained. If we see dollar turning strong bullish, then short trades on CHFJPY, they'll be guaranteed. To which level? To an old high, right? To this bullish order block here, 50% of that down close candle. That's where the market will likely trade to. And right now we are 55 pips away from it. So that will be a trade which you can take. That is if dollar is bullish. But if dollar turns bearish, then the uptrend on CHFJPY is going to be maintained.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we look at the daily time frame, I'm not sure if the sellers here they're gonna be overpowered. We might not see sellers being absorbed that much. So that means price might turn bearish. But we need to see dollar now. We need to see dollar pushing to the upside, you see? Of which right now when we look at dollar, this up close candle here is a realistic target. We could see price trading up here to 90.38. You see?
Yeah. Okay. 50,
Yeah.
like 50% of that.
Yeah, of this bearish order block here. So we could see price trading to 90.380. The moment we see that happening, right, it means dollar will be bullish. And when we come to CHFJPY, then we're going to see a drop to the downside on CHFJPY.
Targeting that 116,570.
Yeah, we'll be targeting 116,570. That will be the target on CHFJPY, which is like 60 pips to the downside.
Okay.
Which is highly likely. If we are to look at it from a technical point of view, it's highly likely that we're going to see price trading lower to this down close candle on H4 here. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a
But
case.
I wanted to ask maybe we might see a spike on the maybe London Open to clear the buy stops first before it goes down, or it can automatically goes down
Yeah, that would be highly dependent on
dollar.
dollar, because remember
Okay.
a lot has happened regarding dollar during the weekend. The impeachment talk is not going away, and Biden also is likely to outline his policies and all that, and there might be fresh talk of more stimulus coming in the
Yeah.
US economy, which is going to affect dollar massively. So the more they pump in money, then you might see dollar trading higher to the upside, which in turn now is going to affect how the Swiss franc is going to react to that 117.500 level. You see, already we have seen a rejection, and if you see that rejection on H4 Swiss franc, and when you go to the yen to the dollar, you can see there was strength to the upside. You see,
Yeah.
yeah. So the sellers on CHFJPY, they might hold their ground, meaning price is going to push to the downside all the way to 116.57. So this is a scenario whereby you need to be looking at dollar index and see how it opens, how it trades the Monday session, how the London and the New York session on Monday go on dollar index. Remember, that's why we don't usually get in on a Monday, because we need to see how the price action for Monday is, so that we map out how we're going to be trading it during the week. So it's crucial for us to see how dollar opens, how dollar trades the New York session of Monday, for us to be able to decide, are we going to short CHFJPY, or are we going to be long CHFJPY, of which the signs right now, the technicals, they're pointing to a lower CHFJPY when market opens. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
we just need to see how dollar opens. Remember, dollar opens way ahead after all the other pairs are open. So you just need to look at USD/JPY. Look how USD/JPY opens. It's gonna guide us in how the dollar is gonna open. If we see a big jump on USD/JPY, if we see a big jump to the upside on USD/JPY, that means dollar is gonna open strong. It's gonna be a strong dollar opening price. But if we see a big jump to the downside, there's bound to be a gap there on the yen's opening price. There's bound to be a gap. If we see a big jump to the downside, then expect probably the dollar might also open lower during the Asian session and all that. So then we have to see how Monday's range goes. You see?
Okay.
Yeah, for us to decide what we are going to be doing on CHFJPY.
Okay. Yeah, now I get it. We can go back to that USD/JPY. I wanna check something. Yes. Yeah. On weekly, I can see there's also a price imbalance. Also, the way that you see where that candle, bullish candle, closes, just closes right below
Yeah,
that gap
yeah,
in between the bearish candles.
yeah. There is price imbalance here. Let me just highlight it quickly. Where is the mouse now? Okay, the mouse just decided to disappear there. Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's price imbalance there. And already you can see price traded through the imbalance last week and
And
found
failed to
resistance.
close
Yeah,
above.
found resistance and it dropped to the downside. So if you go to a lower time frame, that's where you're gonna see. Let's just highlight the imbalance quickly. So our price imbalance is here, right? So if you go to a lower time frame, you can see that price found resistance there. traded through and then trades lower, traded through and then trade lower. So the opening price on the yen is gonna be critical. So it might be a ceiling. Right now, my price might be trading right at the ceiling for USD/JPY, such that when market opens, we're gonna see price trading lower. And if that happens, that's gonna signify that probably there's more weakness that is gonna come into dollar index. You can see also on dollar index, price traded through this imbalance here, you see, and found resistance and trade lower, you see. So you just have to be reactionary now to how the dollar is gonna open. But as it is, I still feel like there's more. It's like probably a one leg, two leg to the upside on dollar before we see maybe weakness coming back. But you never know now with this too much uncertainty in the market. You just have to be reading current. Yeah, you just have to.
Politics.
Yeah, you just have to be reading the current price action for you to make a decision, because there's too much uncertainty now. Market is just going to stabilize later on, month end or early February. That's when you're going to see stable market conditions.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any other questions?
I'm sure there's no other guys which are there. Eddie and Jerome.
Yeah,
Is
there's
their mic working or?
Eden Jerome. They're in listening mode.
My mic is not working now.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me again?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, good. So I was checking as well on GBP JPY. It's more or less the same scenario with the one CHFJPY,
Yeah,
which
it is more or
and
less the same scenario. And I think
I
when we
was
did it, we highlighted the price point that we need to look at. So uh, the weakness or strength in dollar is going to guide us on how we trade uh, these minor pairs. So if there's weakness in dollar index, the minor pairs, they are going to gain strength. But if the dollar gains momentum now, then these minor pairs such as NZD/JPY, CAD/JPY, GBP/JPY, CHF/JPY, they're going to find momentum to the upside. They will all be trading higher, because if you look at them right now, they are right at the ceiling. They are trading very high.
Yeah.
So dollar index is going to guide us on how they're going to react to those supply levels that they are trading in. Even if you look at any of those four that I mentioned, CHFJPY, NZD/JPY, CAD/JPY, GBP/JPY, they are right at the supply zones one way or the other. So it's a case of waiting and see how dollar reacts when the market opens for you to make a decision. It's crucial. Don't take wild guesses that CHFJPY is a clear shot to the downside. You'll be amazed how the market can turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other question.
What do you think of? Let's check a Euro AUD.
Euro?
Euro AUD.
Oh, AUD. Yeah.
Euro AUD.
AUD. Yeah.
Right, I still have my levels marked.
What do you think?
Euro AUD,
Still bearish.
it is still bearish, but now if Euro gains momentum, then we could see a move to the upside. But at the moment, it's strong bearish. Right now, this pay is quite strong going downside.
Yeah, I was checking that there's a order block which is very interesting there. I was asking if it is still bearish. I think on weekly, check on weekly. I think it's the one which is currently in control. Is it weekly? Yeah, this one exactly.
Yeah, price
I think it's the one which is currently in control. Is it?
Yeah, price we will look to trade through that 1.5580 level. So at this moment in time, there's still further move. There's still evidence that price has got more potential to trade lower on
Lower.
Euro AUD. But now, what you need to understand with Euro AUD, yes, the euro might gain momentum, but as long as gold prices are holding up, right, then Euro AUD might not rally that much. You need to see gold also strong bearish. You see, for you to be trading higher on Euro AUD. Because remember, Aussie dollar and gold, they are related. Aussie price, Aussie prices, they are more linked to gold price movement. So we need to see clear gold bearish moves. Then we're gonna know that Aussie dollar is gonna the Australian dollar is also gonna be weak, thereby signifying our euro long entries. But as it is, there's clear evidence that we still have more momentum to the downside on Euro AUD. And from which levels now will you be able to capitalize on that? Every up close candle, especially on a daily, every up close candle will offer you the opportunity to,
That one.
you see, to trade lower on every up close candle, because that means it's a level where the institutions were selling, right? They were loading more short positions there. So when price comes back to that level, they will look to hold that level and trade lower. Because if you look on this chart, look at this candle here. This was our first up close candle. Price traded to it here and traded lower. Then we've got this up close candle. Price traded to it here and then traded lower. You see? Even this up close candle, price traded to it here.
Yeah, together there.
Traded lower. But now you just have to be in a position to react to these conditions. Say it's something that you have to do on a daily basis, Monday to Friday, market close. Look how the market is closed, right? You look at the market when this day closed, you highlight that candle as an up close candle, right? The following day, market rallies through and close below. There is your confirmation, a clear criteria for a bearish order block. When market comes back, you are a what? A seller. Boom. Then it goes to the downside. You see? Very easy. Yeah, very easy. We don't need to be complicating. Past 3 days, it has fallen 148 pips. I'm not saying you'd have got 148 pips, but you should have get probably more than 100 in those 2 days. You see?
More than 100.
You see, but it will be based on an analysis that you would have done the previous 2 days. Firstly, you highlight the up close candle. The following day, market trades through the opening price of the last up candle and closed below. There's your definition of a bearish order block. When market returns the following day, then you are what? You'll be a buyer. You'll be a seller, sorry. You see? There, you'd have been a seller here. Even here, you'd have been a seller because already market came back into this up close candle. So you would have been a seller, 81 pips. You're out. Same thing applies here. You would have been a seller, 123 pips. So that's how you should look to trade, guys. Don't just be random. Make sure everything is precise. Be precise in your reading of price. Make sure you understand how the dollar is doing, how gold is doing, for you to be able to make clear-cut decisions on these other pairs that we trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there any questions? We got like 5 minutes left now.
No, me, I'm fine.
Yeah, Boss Eddie, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I really am good.
You are MIA, my brother.
I'm
You
good.
are MIA. It's so
He
so
didn't come on. He
so
confirmed to come on Friday. Didn't pitch up.
so
Hey,
unlike.
my brother, there's a lot of things which are happening.
Anyway, have yourself a
But I'm
great.
very soon I'll put the house in condition.
No problem.
Thanks,
No.
Ivan.
All right. Keep well. Huh?
All right. Cheers.
All right, Tindo.
Thanks.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Good boy.
Ciao.